Nixon, who is back for this season. And Jeff, welcome back. Maybe
hey, it's good to be back.
I
don't know why I'm smiling, because the Bills just have been playing horrendous. And this was, I think, the worst defeat for Dick Jauron and you know, his entire time here. It's just to be crushed by the Miami Dolphins. You know, they were without their quarterback. You know, Chad Pennington was gone. Joey Porter, their best defensive guy, was out. And for us to lose the way we did, you know, and I feel bad for Trent, you know, but you know what? He's got to do better. Yeah. He just does not seem to be the same player that he was last year.
I don't understand why you just didn't put a little bit of Fitzpatrick in there. Why
you know, I think they probably should have done that near the end of this game when we knew it was out of hand. But I think they were afraid to hurt his ego, you know, and I'm not sure why teams feel that's necessary to protect the quarterback's ego.
Either.
But unfortunately, they got to find a way to get this done. Now, the biggest problem here is, you know, 10 days before the start of this season, they fired their coordinator, their offensive coordinator, Turk Schoenert, and that's just unprecedented. I mean, I don't know if I've ever heard that happening in the NFL before. You know, they got rid of their #1 left tackle, Jason Peters. They got rid of Langston Walker right before the season, and it's just, you know, the offensive line is not what it should be, and they're not giving Trent Edwards enough time to throw the football. Until they correct some things on that offensive line, they're going to continue to have problems. They're not going to be able to run the ball. They're not going to be able to pass it. As much as they would like to see the ball thrown to T.O. deep, you got to have time to do that, you know. And if you keep guys in to protect the passer, well, then they can double your guys on the outside. So they've got a lot of work to do this week. You know, I don't give up on them yet this season. You know, they showed flashes here and there of potential. You know, it was nice to get Marshawn Lynch back. You can tell the guy's a beast still. He will not go down with one guy. If they just give this guy a little bit of room to run, I'd love to see him get through the hole with nobody touching him and see what he can do in the open field. And you know, and Freddie Jackson's still playing good. You know, the game started out well. They seemed to be doing well early in the game, and you know, the defense was holding, but you know, the temperature there was 87 degrees.
I know, it was really,
and you know, for a team
humid.
like Buffalo, who's not used to that type of, you know, climate, that'll wear you down, especially when your defense is on the field as long as the Bills was.
Three and out, you're killing the defense.
And this is, I tell you what, this is something that I just have to say, the experiment is over. The no-huddle offense has got to die. You know, what's happening is they're not giving the defense enough time to rest on the sideline. If you go in there very quickly and you're running this no-huddle and you're 3 and out, you know, your defense is back on the field. I think right now is the time to say, look, let's huddle after every play. Let's give ourselves a little time to rest. You know, it's very difficult, too, for wide receivers that are running down the field and they're running a go route, and then they have to run all the way back to the huddle, or not the huddle, but to the line of scrimmage and get ready for the very next play. You need a little bit of time in between to catch your breath, you know, and I think it's kind of wearing our wide receivers out.
I
this
know
no-huddle
it is.
type, you know, T.O., you know, there he is, looking all down and depressed.
Now we're the only team to have that happen to him.
He's not speechless. He's not speechless. He knows what he wants to say. He just knows that whatever he does say is going to get him in trouble and make him look like he's you know, not for the team, and I understand it, you know, but the thing is, he's got to start playing better too. Yeah. He's dropped some passes, you know. I understand his frustration. You know, he's gone from, you know, being one of the top elite, you know, receivers in the NFL to being just an average guy now, and he doesn't like it. And you know what he's trying to do is position himself for next year when he is a free agent and he can make big money on the market. And with the kind of numbers he's getting right now,
not doing it.
He's not going to do it.
All right. So here's my question. I'm not a big fan of Dick Jauron. I just don't like anything that's going on.
Right.
But if you fire him, then what? I mean, who's available now to come in, or do you just hang in there?
Well, unfortunately, I don't think there is anybody else to go to. You know, what are they going to put Alex Van Pelt as the head coach? He's already gotten thrown into an offensive coordinator position that he's just not ready for, I don't think. You know, that is a good question. You know, they do have to start looking at the future. And you know, if somebody asked Ralph Wilson after the game, they said, if Dick Jauron loses against Cleveland, is he going to still have a job here? And Ralph basically said, I'm worried about my own job, or will I have a job? And I'm not sure exactly what that meant, but in today's economy, is anybody's job really safe? You know, I guess that was kind of what he's saying, but it wasn't a very, very big vote of confidence for Dick Jauron, and it doesn't bode well for him. You know, but let's face it, you know, they've gone 7-9 for 3 straight seasons. they can't afford to have another losing season. Even if they were able to finish off strong here and maybe finish 8-8, or I don't even think that would help Dick Duran. I really think they've got to move in a different direction unless something major takes place now with this team and they can find a way to win. And that's what it is. You have to find, no matter what the circumstance. I understand they've got guys that have gone down. Leotis McKelvin, one of the best defensive backs. They got a young kid. He was a rookie the year before.
But you know what, Jeff? You're watching so many other teams play so well. They pull it together on Saturday, on Sunday. We just fall apart.
I know.
I don't know. I'm going to be interested to watch Brett Favre play.
Against
tonight,
Green Bay. Yeah.
That should be something.
That is going to be fantastic.
Here's a guy who can still play football, I'll tell you. But we're glad you're back.
I'm glad to be back.
You always make Mondays better for us.
Thanks.
The smile and your commentary, we love it. For the latest Buffalo Bills report and all your favorite sports information, you want to watch Eyewitness Sports at 5, 6, and 11. And, of course, Sports Finals Sundays at 11:30 right here on Channel 7.
Jeff Nixon's Bills Recap brought to you by Riverside Men's Shop. Trunk show going on now for new fall collection. Riverside Men's Shop empowering men of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The legacy continues.